Walker from the Yoga Ranger Studio, and today's video is all about some alternatives for kneeling positions and some options, modifications that might help. I recently was contacted by someone in the community that has some discomfort from having their knees straight down on the floor. So positions such as this or a lunge with the compression on the front side of the knee is very uncomfortable, even with some support. So we're going to start with a couple of different alternatives for this for your position. You can always take a blanket, fold it up many layers. You can make it as thick as you want and use that for this position, which will take some of the weight off of that and change that compression. Another alternative, and one I always suggest in my yin classes, is if you're taking a dragon pose in which this knee is right on top, I suggest you walk yourself a little further forward, flip those back toes, lift the knee, drag the kneecap towards you. You're going to pull this left leg in, and you can keep your toes flipped up, which will take some of the weight off of the knee itself, or you can flatten the toes out, which will put a little bit more weight on that knee. So this is depending on how you feel. So kind of test those out. When you pull that knee towards you and keep a little bit of engagement pulling it towards you, you change the position for where it's either just flat on the front side of the knee and on the kneecap itself to the top side of the knee, which is often a lot more comfortable for most people. Another alternative is to take a blanket, a beach towel, any rolled up towel. And when you come into these poses, you're going to take your knee off the front edge of it. So this takes all the compression off the knee completely. So now you have more of that compression on the calf muscle or the shin itself. You can take any pose and have that lifted. I still suggest flipping the toes, pulling the knee a little further forward, dropping it down. But now you've taken that entire knee off of ground bearing into the floor. So if you have a knee injury, and I've often heard people refer to as like sort of a bursa sac in the front of their knee that gets inflamed, then this would be an alternative for you. So you can either use the blanket or you could indeed use a block. The blanket's a little bit more comforting and less pushing into your knee, but you can use either one or a towel underneath there rolled up. So those are some different alternatives. Once again, you can keep the toes flipped, and I tell people all the time, this is always an option for you, and it's worth trying, is to take those back toes and keep them flipped in any position. Drag that knee towards you. Even if you don't have knee issues, this is a little bit safer for your kneecap, is to pull that knee a little bit forward, keep the toes flipped. You take some of that compression out of the knee. You change the position to where it is actually coming on the top side of your knee, not compactly on the kneecap itself. You can change it to foot flat. This is a little bit more stable, maybe, so you can press the top of the foot into the floor. If you're in a yang class and an active class, and probably also in dragon poses and yin, you want to activate that leg just a little bit, press the foot into the floor, get a little firmness in that foot. That's going to take some of the weight off the knee as well. So I hope some of these suggestions give you some ideas on how to find more comfort for your knees in all of these practices. I will try to start including some of these in my yin practices as well. So if you forget about this, don't worry, I'll try to prompt it in there anyway. For those of you with any kind of knee issues in concern with the front side of the knee, I will be putting up a different tutorial video on how to work with your knee bent in certain positions versus this. So thank you so much for watching. Please take a moment to subscribe, like, and comment below. I look forward to all your comments. If you would like a specific tutorial or some suggestions on how to do certain poses a different way or modifications, always feel free to comment, or you can private message me through YouTube and I will be happy to respond. I always respond very quickly. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate it. Have a great day.